I know we all already know how great cafeteria trays are for organizing our projects. No? Just me? Okay, then. I guess just disregard that, and we'll jump into taking a look at why I think they're a great companion for resin printing, with just a small modification. I think resin printing offers some nice complementary capabilities to FDM-produced parts, and I love having access to it here in the basement, but my god can these things make a mess. If it cures on a random surface, it's nearly impossible to get off, and if it doesn't cure, you're almost guaranteed to keep getting it on your hand. Using these trays doesn't eliminate that mess, but it definitely helps me a ton in reducing it. And all I do to make them a bit more resin friendly is to lay down a layer of silicone. I use this 2-part platinum cure silicone, a brand which I like to think is pronounced Baby Dino. Many of these readily available 2-part silicones are a nice, easy 1-to-1 ratio of part A and part B. But if you decide to try something other than the Baby Dino here, just make sure to double check the mix ratio for your specific silicone. Oh, and just another FYI, these mixture ratios are usually given as a ratio of masses, not of volumes. That's why I'm measuring these out on the scale. I tared it. Is tared a word? Anyway, I did whatever the past tense of tear is with just the mixing cup, then measured out my part A, then re-tared. Now I'm just having fun with it. Then measured out the same mass of the part B. I use these 10cc syringes for the last couple grams to avoid overshooting back and forth all day. I've found that the part A's and part B's that I've used seem to be quite close in density, so not really an important distinction, but consider yourself warned. Once you've got your silicone picked and poured, it's just a matter of mixing it up and pouring it into the tray. For the larger blue trays like this one, I used a total of 200 grams, 100 grams of A and 100 grams of B. For the smaller 14-inch orange trays like this one, I used 75 and 75 for 150 grams total. I used my little stare at machinist level and these precision post-its to get the silicone surface roughly parallel to the rim of the tray. Definitely not really necessary, but it happened. If you want your silicone a little less cloudy looking, and you happen to have a vacuum chamber handy, you can degas the silicone after mixing. Again, really not necessary for this project, but come on, who doesn't like playing with bubbles? Once the silicone's poured into the tray, I just put a clean tray over top as a cover and let it cure overnight. Oh, and on the cleaning, that reminds me, make sure the trays are clean and dry before adding the silicone. And if you're using a platinum cure chemistry silicone, like the one I used here, exposing the uncured silicone to most resins will poison the cure of the silicone. So just make sure that anything you may be using in your setup that has been exposed to UV resins has been thoroughly cleaned with IPA prior to use, or you may end up with a sticky, partially cured mess on your hands. Once it's cured though, it stands up to resin spillage like a champ, and that's all there is to this one. Oh, forgot one. I also tried this with these disposable trays in an effort to make them a smidge less disposable, but I definitely prefer the rigidity and durability of the plastic ones. Okay, now that's all there is on this one. Thanks for watching, I hope you're building something fun.